Hello guys, welcome to the next video on JavaFX Tutorial for Beginners. In this video and in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can create a simple calculator using JavaFX based on Model View Controller Design Pattern or MVC design pattern. So let's first see how our design will look like and how it will work. So we are going to create a calculator something like this, okay, and it's going to have these buttons and these operators, and when we want to add something, we can just give the number, add to this number and click equal to, and it's going to give the sum. So it's not going to be very fancy calculator, it's a simple calculator, but using this we are going to understand the basics of MVC in JavaFX. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I will create a new project. So new and others, and I'm going to create a new JavaFX project. Click next, and this JavaFX project, I'm going to name it as calculator fx, for example. Okay, click next and click finish. So our project is created, and in the source there is a package called application, as we always have, and there is a main.java class. Now let's prepare the basic skeleton of classes we are going to use. So I'm going to go to this application package and click new, and I'm going to create a new class here, and first class I'm going to create is a model class, so I will name it as model itself and click finish. And second, I'm going to create a controller class, so right click, new class, and I will name it as main controller and click finish. Okay, so we have our controller class, model class, and our main class. Now we are going to create a Fxml file, so right click and create new other and create a Fxml document. So new Fxml document, and I will name it as main. Okay, and click finish. So now we have all the files which we require. So let's create a skeleton of the model, and we are going to go to the model, and this model is just for the functionality. So we want to calculate something in our calculator, right? So we are going to create this model. I will name it as public, and the return type will be float, for example, and it's going to take few arguments, but first name our function as calculator or calculate better, right? So the name of our function is calculate, and it's going to take two numbers, and data type of these numbers will be long. So number 1, for example, and number 2, and the data type of second number is also long. And the third argument it's going to take is the operator, and operator we are going to provide in the form of string. So just provide a string, a variable name, for example operator. Okay, and for now let's return 0 for now, so that it's not going to give you the error of return type. But in here, in between here, we are going to create our code for the calculation, but it will be a little bit later, right? And now just go to your main controller class, and in here we are going to create two methods. One will be public, and the return type will be void, and I will name it as process numbers. Okay, and as an argument we are going to give the action event here, and action event should be our JavaFX event, right? It should not be AWT or swing. So just choose the proper option, which is JavaFX event action event, and give the name to your variable, for example event. The second method I'm going to create here is the process operators function. So process operators, right? So now we have two classes, controller and model. In the controller class, we have two method. One is process number and other is process operator. And in the model, we have one method which is calculator, and it takes argument. One is number one and other is number two, and third argument is here the operator, which can be plus, minus, divide or multiply, for example, right? So now everything is done. So let's design our calculator. So this is our Fxml file. So I'm going to right click it and I'm going to open it with the help of scene builder. So this is our Fxml file, which is empty right now, and it contains this anchor pane. So for now, I'm going to delete this anchor pane and I'm going to go to this containers category here, and I'm going to choose a vertical box or V box and drag and drop here. Okay, and the default size for this I'm going to choose. So click here, layout, and in here the default size is right now 600 by 400. I'm going to give it 300 by 300. Okay, so 300 by 300. So the pref width is 300 and pref height is 300, and the spacing here I'm going to give it as 10. Okay, so it will resize according to that. Now inside this vertical box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stack pane and just drag and drop inside the vertical box, and the height of this stack pane I'm going to give it as 50. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the horizontal box or H box. So search for H box, and I'm going to drag and drop this H box also just below the stack pane. Okay, so you can see the hierarchy here. First parent is V box, then the stack pane inside it, and then the horizontal box. Now we are going to change the width and height of this horizontal box also. So just go to pref width and give the width of 300, because it's the size of our vertical box. So 300 by 50, so height will be 50, and provide the spacing of 10 here. Okay, and now we will go to the properties of this horizontal box, and the alignment for this will be center. Okay, so this is our horizontal box. Now in our H box, we are going to take some controls from here and drag and drop some buttons. So provides a button, and just copy this button and paste it 3 more times in here. So 2, 3 and 4. Okay, now select all the buttons one by one. So I have selected all these 4 buttons. Now go to the properties and choose this property called fonts under properties, and we are going to change the font size to 18. Okay, so just choose the font size to 18. Now you can see these buttons have some width also. So just go to the layout properties of these buttons, and in here we are going to provide the width of these button as 50. Okay, so give 50 width and press enter. So they will look like this. Now let's save this scene. So just go to file and click save, and now we will go to the Eclipse IDE, and now we can see here all the buttons are present here, right, with the font size. Okay, now let's give some text to these buttons. So right now the text on these button is the default text, which is button. So this is our first row of numbers. So we can give these text to these buttons 7, 8, 9, and this divide symbol. Okay, so just give it 7, 8, 9 and /. Okay, and save it and go to your Fxml file, and you can see the text is set here. Okay, so now we are going to do the same for the other rows also. So the simple trick for doing this is just copy your horizontal box. So just copy this from here and then paste it once again here. Okay, once again and once again. So we have 4 rows of numbers. Okay, now the second row of numbers here, we can see here 4, 5, 6 and asterisk. So just save your Fxml file. So just go file and save, and then go to your Eclipse, and here you will see 4 horizontal box. First is this one, which we have already given these numbers 7, 8, 9 and /. To the second horizontal box buttons, we will give these number 4, 5, 6 and asterisk. So just give 4, 5, 6 and the asterisk symbol. And then the third row we will give 1, 2, 3 and minus symbol. So 1, 2, 3 and minus. And the fourth row is 0 equals to and plus, right? So the fourth row has only 3 buttons, 0 equals to and -1. So I'm going to delete the fourth button from here, from the fourth row, so that it has only 3 buttons. And first will be 0, second will be the equal to button, and third will be the addition button. Right, now save it and go to your scene builder, and you can see this layout like this. Now let's provide the width of this 0 button. So we will go to the Fxml file from here, and instead of giving the width of 50 to the 0 button, we provide the width of 110, because we are going to cover 2 button width from this plus the space. So it's going to be 100 plus 10, which is 110. So save it and go to the scene builder, and we can see the width of this 0 button is changed. So these are all the buttons. Now in the stack pane, just choose the stack pane, and in here we are going to take a label. So just take a label from here, from the controls, and drag and drop into the stack pane. Okay, and you can resize this label according to the width of the stack pane. And the font size, we are going to provide it from the property. So go to the property and provide the font size same as buttons. So we will provide the font size of 18 here. Okay, and let's say it's a bold font. Okay, and the text of this font, I'm going to just leave it as blank. Right, so this is how your design will look like. So we are going to see the preview. So just click preview here, and it's going to look like this. Okay, now one thing which remains here is we need to add this main.fxml file to our main.java file. So just open this main.java, and instead of using this border pane, which is by default added, we are going to add the parent root. Right, so just add this line here, parent root is equal to fxml loader dot load, and inside the bracket get class dot get resources and the path to your fxml file, which is in application / main.fxml. Just add these imports from here, import fxml loader. So the basic layout for our project is done. So we will save it and run it, and our calculator layout will look something like this. Okay, now that's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to add the functionality to this calculator. So we are going to write the code for these 2 methods and this model method. Okay, so stay tuned and please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.